Dr. Pooja and Dr. Faraz. They are our eye specialists and they will take you to the journey of how to manage online screen time for our kids.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the opportunity. Am I audible?
Please go ahead, Faraz. We can very well hear you.
Okay, so this is one of the most commonly raised concerns amongst parents, and with the COVID pandemic, this has only become worse over the last 1.5 years. So I'll try to summarize the issues and the possible options for our care. So our goal here is basically to relieve any form of suffering, be it physical, mental, spiritual, or any trouble that a parent and a child are having. Okay, so here we are trying to only share reliable information, and during and despite this pandemic, we hope to give you and help you to reach a bright future for our next generation. So the objectives of this small talk would be to highlight how the schooling has become different, the dangers of excess screen time, how to minimize that harm, and early signs to pick up, and of course some options for care for if you need some higher resolution of issues. So before the pandemic itself, nearly all schooling was through physical means, at least in our country, except of course the assignments and all, but it was minimal. But most consensus guidelines, even from the American bodies, have recommended no more than 1 hour per day for 2 to 5 years of age. Now, this obviously does not take into account the practical problems of parents and children in a city life with both working parents. It's obviously difficult. It was very difficult even before the pandemic, and during COVID, it has only become worse. Now the whole blend of schooling itself is to incorporate e-learning, digital libraries, as well as online meetings. Now this has put increased responsibility on the parents primarily, as well as school, as well as teachers, and our resources have obviously become limited. Now, how it has changed is due to the lack of physical contact, almost everything is now screen time. Now, screen time by definition means the total time which is spent per day on the use of any and all electronic devices. They can be televisions, mobiles, laptops, tablets, any form of screen time. Okay. And it is not just limited to school time, but any activity, including apps used for tuition replacement, as well as video games for leisure, anything that the child is using a screen for, basically. So what are the various troubles? So we have divided this as short-term and long-term. Short-term harms can be obviously strain. The computer vision syndrome was already reported in children having basically eye ache, eye redness, discomfort, excess itching, watering, frequent headaches are complained of by children. Sometimes, now this is rare, abnormal eye movements in the form of tics, in the form of frequent blinking, all this was reported, although rare. And very, very rarely, deviation of eyes has also been reported. In the long term, this is basically generating a very bad habituation for the children. It reduces the attention span and it delays language development. This was a major concern over even the last 5 years, I would say, before the pandemic as well. It reduces socializing behavior in real life and it impairs sleep. It can affect cognition, increases the risk of myopia or short-sightedness, and physical harms because of the constant nature of use of a sitting device. Obesity, neck, back, wrist pain, all these have started to develop. And of course, social evils, the exposure to the entire internet itself is a big concern for anyone as a parent as well as a guardian. It is exposing the child to cyberbullying and as well as stuff like pornography. This has been a concern and will only become more with this pandemic. So how do we try to minimize the harm? These standard recommendations are very clear on this, what you should try to achieve. This is obviously difficult practically, but children less than 2 years should not be exposed to any type of screen. Exception can be to socialize with relatives over video calls. This is again changed due to COVID. Earlier, it was always recommended to socialize with relatives physically. Now you have to rely on video calls. So less than 2 years, try to take utmost care to not expose at all. 2 to 5 years, again, the standard recommendation has been continued 1 hour per day. And more than 5 years, Now, this obviously with schooling, one has to individualize, but the underlying rule is simple. The entire screen time, including schooling, leisure, should not compromise on the physical playtime, on sleep, which is recommended to be 8 to 9 hours for adolescent. It should not compromise upon meals. The food time should be separate. Any hobbies that the child should develop, like painting, drawing, and of course family time, these should not be compromised because of screen. Okay, this is the standard Indian Academic of Pediatric recommendation. This is very difficult practically, but try to incorporate this in the upbringing of the child right from the get-go. So don't wait for 5 years. Start at 2 years itself, because this will lead to long-term habituation. So appropriate posture is one of the most important things that we should try to incorporate, whether it be for schooling, for leisure activities, for playing games. The propping up using a pillow, trying to maintain the same height level, this will keep on changing as the child is growing. There's a very good link as well as a PDF, and Dr. Pooja, my colleague, will be sharing a bit more detail on this. Now, other more novel things that we can achieve: use of alternative methods of learning for school related work, anything that you can alternately do. So physical projects, physical, even indoor now, because we cannot visit outside, but you should still involve the school authorities, the teachers, along with the parents, to incorporate work which you can do without screen. This has to be a collective effort. Ensure as much of minimization of screen for homework as well. So if you have assignments given, try to ask the teachers that if you can do it on a physical piece of paper. Similarly, encourage the children to read physical books, avoid tablets as much as possible. Again, physical assignments and audio books for older children is still a better option than continuously seeing or reading on a screen. That is another possible novel method that we can incorporate. Early signs to pick up. Now, when it starts to become troublesome, that you should try to do something urgently about it. Frequent rubbing of the eyes by the child, frequent squeezing, especially if they are trying to see fine words or reading fine text on your mobile, holding the material very close to the eyes, or trying to look only through one particular eye by tilting the head. Any such symptom that you notice, you should bring it to the concerned medical practitioner close by. Going to close TVs as well as screens, stumbling in unknown environments, recurrent watering, redness, pain, and headaches. So all of these are early signs. And this is a short summary of where you can go if you do see these signs. Okay. Now, and what you can do at home. So charity begins at home. Just like that, the children will look up to you as role models. So try to incorporate your own behavior so that it reflects on the children. So read physical books, spend family time with your relatives within the house itself by avoiding mobile usage yourself. Okay, whatever indoor sports you can do, indoor games that you can do, try to incorporate that in your life, exercise in your life, so that it reflects on the children. Okay, try to have a good sleep pattern so that the children can emulate it. Strictness when required. So this is especially important in times of nuclear families with single child. You love that child, absolutely, but the child should not be pampered to the extent that it becomes a harm for the child. This is very important, especially in our city life and with COVID times. Now, we have to be vigilant but not fearful. So these simple warning signs for the eyes we should watch out for and not neglect. Be approachable to children but not overprotective. Okay. Early consult with specialists. Don't delay thinking all would become better with time, or this is a very mild thing. So despite COVID, we are available online, especially with the times of e-learning. There is also the telemedicine. Now you can have access through our link, our website, as well as the seminars like this. Okay, so thank you. My colleague Dr. Pooja will take over for some more nuances about spectacles and eyes.
Thanks a lot, Faraz. It's very important for all of us to remember the danger signs in children, and more importantly, to remember that we have to be the hosts first to introduce the change in us, and then our kids will simulate us and take over. Meeti, a small question for you. Many parents are asking what can help improve immunity of children who have some underlying respiratory disease to begin with. Honey, some home remedy, anything. What would you suggest, Meeti?
Let's answer this after Alisha's talk if it's not covered. she has diet and COVID covered. But in general, normal good food, normal roti, sabji, dal, rice, high protein food is what is required. Honey is not very helpful.
Thanks, Meeti. Over to Pooja.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. And Dr. Faraz has already introduced to us what screen time does and how the pandemic is affecting the parents and children deal with this problem of the screens. So what I'm going to take you through is what I have been seeing in the eye clinic for the last 1.5 years during the lockdown, and what are the concerns that have come about in this period of time, and how can we best address these situations. So to begin with, what is myopia? So myopia, basically, whenever we say, is nearsightedness, or that eyeball is longer in size, and hence the ray or the object is not focused exactly on the retina, and hence they cannot see things well at distance. So Dr. Faraz has told you what are the easy ways to pick up the signs of developing a glass power or spectacles apart from eye strain. Now, just with the pandemic, there has been a new concept called quarantine myopia, which has been introduced, which is new to us as well. But this is basically the children who developed a glass power, jinko chashma aa gaya only during the lockdown. Okay, they did not have glasses before, and एक study हुआ है basically in a Chinese population of 12,000 children, जिसमें children between 6 to 8 years of age were 3 times more at risk during the pandemic to have an increase in power compared to the year before that. And children's 9 years and older are 1.5 times more at risk. What this is telling us is कि 6 से 9-10 साल के बीच में जब भी बच्चों का ग्रोथ होता है, जो स्कूल मायोपिया बोला जाता है या जो स्कूल में चश्मा आता है, वो रिस्क पैंडेमिक से पहले और पैंडेमिक के बाद डेफिनेटली क्लियरली बढ़ गया है. और इसका एसोसिएशन इज टू डू विथ व्हाट? इट इज टू डू विथ, one is increased screen time, which we are all discussing all the time, but the second most important thing is decreased daylight activity. Okay, and why it is important to know all this is क्योंकि अगर हमको ये स्टॉप करना है राइट टाइम पे, तो वी हैव ट्रीटमेंट अवेलेबल टू कंट्रोल इट. देयर आर दी सर्टेन ड्रॉप्स व्हिच आर अवेलेबल टू कंट्रोल प्रोग्रेशन ऑफ माइनस पावर इन चिल्ड्रन. सो लेट्स जस्ट क्विकली जंप टू द प्रैक्टिकल टिप्स टू एड्रेस इट. मतलब हम बच्चों को क्या कर सकते हैं ताकि विद द करंट सिनेरियो जहाँ पे हम लोग को ऑनलाइन स्कूल करना है, वी डू नॉट हैव एन ऑप्शन, वी आर गोइंग टू बी एबल टू डू लीस्ट हार्म टू देम एंड प्रिवेंट दिस मायोपिया एपिडेमिक फ्रॉम hitting our child. So first is the distance of this from the screen. So यहाँ पे we are seeing two images. There is one child who is very close to the tablet, and the second child is sitting far away on a chair, and whatever has been casted is on a big screen in front of them. This is very helpful. So if you all have any larger screens, larger gadget, so better than phone will be a tablet, better than tablet will be your laptop, better than laptop is going to be your TV where you can cast it. If you all have smart TVs, you all can cast this. Now a simple rule to understand is if the child is on a phone, you want to keep it at a distance between the shoulder and elbow, not closer than that. If you're going to be on the laptop, you keep it at a full arm length distance so that you know that the laptop is 1 arm away. And if you're at a TV, you're going to be at least more than 6 feet away. This helps to reduce what? So नियर एक्टिविटी जो हम बोलते हैं इज व्हाट इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल इन दिस नंबर फ्रॉम गोइंग अप. नियर एक्टिविटी मतलब जितना हम नजदीक को कॉन्स्टेंटली देखते रहे. नेक्स्ट इज गोना बी द साइज ऑफ द गैजेट विच वी डिस्कस. सो मोबाइल फोन वी डोंट वांट टू कीप एज मच एज पॉसिबल. नाउ फॉन्ट साइज. सो नियर एक्टिविटी में जहाँ पे हम कॉन्स्टेंटली स्ट्रेन करके देखते हैं एंड वी आर स्ट्रेनिंग आवर आईज टू सी, is an impulse or is the trigger for this myopia to increase. So we want our font size to be easier to be read and larger in size. So with all our gadgets, it's easy for us to increase the font size. So please use bigger font size. Now the next thing is what we were discussing with daylight. So there are two aspects to the daylight. So better to stay towards daylight. More bright light availability is better for this eye to be protected from the number from going up. And the second thing is to go outdoors. So this we can see that the desk is kept towards a window where there is bright light coming on the table. So the child will have better exposure to light and more protection. Now 20-20-20 rule, ये हर किसी को लागू पड़ता है. It is not only for children. Digital eye strain happens to an adult as well as a child. Abhi every time a parent comes to our clinic and we are asking them what is the screen time, they usually will say 2 hours. 2 hours equals to whatever is done only in online schooling, and they will forget everything else which was screen time, which Dr. Faraz told us was our TV, mobile, playing on the games, video games, everything is included. So a simple rule to let the children remember is हम लोग को 20-20 rule follow करना है. मतलब 20 मिनट near activity करने के बाद आइस को एक break देना है 20 सेकंड के लिए, 20 feet दूर देखने के लिए. So what you can easily tell your children is, after you finish reading 2 pages or 3 pages, or you finished your class, please go to the window, take a walk in the house, come back, then go back to reading, okay? Or go back to your laptop. Now classes have introduced a break after every class for 10 minutes. So the reason ये break introduce किया है so that the child can take a break from looking at the screen. What children will end up doing is they will chat with their friends on their classes, or they will be on their phone after that. So that is not helping. So that 10-minute break is actually important for them to take a break from any near activity. So ye time you have to insist on the child to look far, go outside or take a walk in the house. Blink often. Lot of dryness is coming about in children because of this strain. The minute we are looking at something very interesting on a screen, we forget to blink, okay? And because we don't blink, our tear film doesn't get formed properly. So make sure that the child is reminded to blink often. And even parents, remember this for yourselves with your increased screen time. Now, outdoor play. I agree that we have strict restrictions with respect to going out, but going outdoor for 40 minutes in a day, getting exposure to the amount of sunlight you can get in an outdoor environment is extremely important compared to what we get indoors. So what I have been highly recommending to the parents is that let the child wear a mask. Let the child go into a safe environment downstairs. So cycling is a very safe exercise, as well as an activity which they can do outdoor, wherein they're not going to interact with other children, so that social distancing is going to be maintained and they can continue to wear the mask. Even if you're going to allow them 30 minutes of doing this, or if we see this child who's on a swing, they're doing an activity on their own without interacting with other people, it is going to be safe and very beneficial. So jitna ho sakta hai, under care and protection that they are not getting exposed to other people, please wear a mask and try to take the child out. Now, very, very common question that we've been asked all the time is the hype with the blue filter lenses that has been created. All parents, they don't want to come to the clinic to get a glass power checked, but they want to get a blue filter lens, which they will get without the power. Now, what is the blue light exposure? So blue light exposure when we go out in the daylight is far higher than what is emitted by the screen. So is the screen responsible for this blue light problem? I don't think so. In fact, daylight is known to be proven to be protective. चश्मा का नंबर बढ़ाने के लिए better है कि हम लोग बाहर जाए. So the answer in short is there is no proven added advantage of using these blue filter lenses for children. So please don't go gaga over it. You can use it if you want to, but there is no better advantage which is known as of now. What is the advantage of blue light? However, in the eye, we have certain cells, or ye cells respond to our day and night sleeping cycle. Okay. So when we have blue light, which is hitting our eye, तो हमारा बॉडी को लगता है कि अभी भी दिन है and we are going to not fall asleep. So it is very important to avoid this blue light exposure in children, especially between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. Of course, even after that, so that the sleep cycle doesn't get disturbed. Now, if there is an older child who needs to study, say between 8 and 10 p.m., what I would recommend is please put on the blue filter on your screens or on your phone. Even parents kindly follow it so that your sleep cycle doesn't get disturbed. Other common cases that we have been seeing very commonly in lockdown is ocular tic. What is an ocular tic? Often the children are complaining, parents are complaining that children are doing this. They're squeezing their eyes. They think that there is an eye problem and there is a glass power, which is why they're doing this. This is often seen. We have seen कि अभी last 1.5 साल में ये बढ़ गया है in our pediatric clinic क्योंकि children are under stress and they are having some kind of stress which causes them to do this. Please don't tell them to stop doing this. The minute you tell them कि ये बंद करो, it's going to continue. If you're going to leave your child alone, it is going to settle. However, rule out that there is any eye problem. The second is dry eye. तो जैसे मैंने बताया, eye strain and screen time with poor blink has led to a lot of dry eyes in children. हम लोग इतना time तक सोच रहे थे कि dry eye is more common only in adults. However, we have seen a lot of it in children. So, यदि आप any of the symptoms of which Dr. Faraz has told us before experience करते हैं, then it is something which needs intervention. Reaching out for help was something which I thought was very important because there was a survey which was done in which 2000 people were surveyed and 38% people को लगा कि pandemic में उनकी नजर को कुछ तो problem हुआ, लेकिन उसमें से सिर्फ 20% लोगों were ready to go to an eye clinic to get an eye examination done. Now I understand that we have a fear that going to the clinic is going to expose us to the risk of getting corona. Most of the clinics and doctors are all following very high standards to keep you corona safe and keep us corona safe as well. So that is number one. Try to look out for those kind of places where you can go, which is corona safe. Next thing is teleconsultation is something which all of us as doctors have started using more frequently because of the pandemic. And we did a study in our clinic in which we saw that the mean satisfaction score, that patients were happy 92% of the times by doing a teleconsult, and all patients ko laga ki it was very helpful to do the teleconsultation. Or diagnosis ka reliability bhi 88% tha. Matlab it is reasonably good to get a teleconsultation done when physically reaching out may not be possible or you think it's very scary. So let me quickly take you through what is the difference between what we can achieve in an online consult and a physical consult. In an online consult, we can do a vision check for you, but we cannot give you the glass power. So if we find out on an online check that we have to give you glasses, you will have to come to us in the clinic to give you the correct power. In children, we have to be very accurate about this. And what we have to remember is that not giving glasses is again putting them at risk of increasing the power. So please don't do that. The minute you pick up a sign or symptom, please consult your doctor in whichever way and get treatment at the earliest. Now, infections, allergies, and redness may be possible to be treated completely online. However, if there is an injury to the eye, or if you have a squint, like Dr. Faraz said, sometimes with this online schooling, we have seen children getting a squint, or they've already had a squint before. Those are the things which the child needs to be seen in the clinic. Kindly visit a corona safe clinic and do not hamper your child from getting the right treatment at the right time. That kind of brings me to the end of the talk. These are the references that we have gone through. And if you all have any further queries, please write to us, visit our website, and you all will get access to either Dr. Faraz or Dr. me or any of us anywhere close to you. Kindly reach out and take help. Stay safe and stay eye strain free. Thank you.
I think that was an excellent talk, Dr. Pooja. There were many rules that we need to follow from your talk, including the 20-20-20 rule and very good review about how teleconsult can help, how we should not go out buying for UV filter lenses. We were about to go for my daughter, so I think we will not. There are many more questions that many parents would like to ask you, so stay tuned in. And now next we move on to Alicia.